What's up, everybody? Um, wait and see if some people come in here. Stan, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I know I gave you forewarning, but I didn't want to skip another Sunday. Um, I just wanted to, things that are kind of going on. Hey, Dave, Born Bearded, thanks for coming in. Just my weekend roundup. So, um, uh, things that. Happened this weekend. Seeing so many great people, so many in this community. It was really a great thing actually. And um, Met some great people. And it would it was really good. The town of Jasper was amazing. Hey, what's up, brother Bishop? I hope you're making it home safe. I'm just going quick, real quick. I didn't want to miss another Sunday, because I'm just starting to get back into all the Sundays. So, just got done unpacking. Yeah, packing, unpacking. Just basically, got cleaned up after the 12-hour ride. Um, Grab some food and stuff like that, and kind of just settling down for the day. Tomorrow's Monday, and it it the event. There's so many posts out there. Please go over to the rejects page, and you'll see all the pictures. Um, Brewers, some nice stuff. Kay, what's up? How you doing? Um, some really nice pictures that are there. Next Sunday, maybe I'll do a recap and I'll have some pictures that I took. I didn't take too many. I was star. It was star studded. And there's one particular individual that he doesn't comment much, but he follows all our pages. Um, his name's John. I'm not going to say his last name at this point, but he he treated this YouTube community. It was like royalty to him. He's going through some stuff. My prayers are with him. Um, and Apud, thank you for coming in. He's going through a lot of stuff. He had to, cut his beard off that he had a nice growth going and stuff. But he honestly he was so great. And John, I know he can't really type into the chats. And stuff like that. But he was so great to talk to, excellent to talk to. He was looking up Irish words, when I was doing the Irish words of the day and stuff like that. His wife is excellent too. It was so great. Um, he did. Bishop, you're right. He grabbed everybody. Brewer, Santa Tom, myself, Bishop. It was. You don't think you touch people doing this. You really do. You really, really do. You Everybody here in this YouTube community, they may not chat all the time. And it really it's really thriving that he came to Jasper and he was thrilled to see us. Like I said, he had to cut off his beard and he was getting rid of some stuff that he still uses oil and all that, but he's not using a lot of it. He just has stubble and stuff like that. Bullfrog, what's up? Thank you for coming in. But he was such a great man to talk to, him and his wife, and I loved it so much. And man, it really it touched. Um, as people know, because people have been saying it. My wife, this was her first one, and she doesn't know really too much of what I do here on YouTube. She don't know much about the beer community, but she came down to the event. We spent a great weekend, and she was like, man, not idolize. It's not idolize. He just he streams it and he loves the community and stuff like that. Kenny Big Show. If I didn't, hello, Emma was so cute this weekend. Um, And Renee, thank you for popping in here. I know you were traveling today too, and you're probably just as tired as all of us. But thank you for coming in. But yeah, he was so great. He was so great. He gave me two oils, and then um, the um, mystical beards. I've never tried them, but it was one that he liked, and he thought I would like it, and it was awesome. And he he gave me the Irish goodbye from True North. Like I said, he's not using a lot of different products now. His health is a number one. Um, yeah, she did. She actually made me go. Um, so as a lot of you know, I'm not big with crowds and all that stuff, and I I I kind of second guess myself. Kay and Dave know, and Brewer know, and stuff like that. I was second guessing going to Pittsburgh and stuff like that, and she I was talking to her Thursday before I went to school, and she said, "So, how long are you going to be going for?" Stuff like that, and where you staying, and she got interested in it and some plans that she had for the weekend because she just came back from Myrtle Beach. She just drove from Myrtle Beach to Pennsylvania, and they were just vacation. She starts going back to her job with the school next week, so she was just going to take the weekend and just decompose before it starts. And yeah, she came and she drove both ways. She hates my driving, and stuff, but she came both ways, and it was so great. Great. I don't know if that would ever happen, Kenny, but she has a big respect for this, and she loved seeing what the charity brought. And I know it's out there. There, like I said, the Bearded Rejects page. There's so many pictures. There's so much great stuff. I will share some more. I did share a couple of pictures, but like I said, I didn't take a lot of pictures. I got pictures with people that they were taking and stuff like that, because I was so interested in all the conversation. I went to the meet and greet Friday. First person that walks in the door is Santa Tom, and the second person was Jeff Harmon, and it was like a star-studded event, and then we sat by the door, so it was like they were coming in, and I was meeting so many people as I went, and then you go to the event, and it was just everybody. And believe me, I'll have a better recap with all this, but it started as soon as I walked up to sign in and stuff and get my category and stuff. um uh, uh, Ricky and Ronnie were there. Big Show was behind me. It was just it all these people that you see every day, and they comment, and it was such a great event in the town. So Saturday before the whole comp and stuff like that. Me and my wife, we went to the town, and every member of that town was interested in what we were doing and why we were doing it. And it goes right to the hotel of the Woodbridge hotel, and it was just such a great event. I mean, I was at Worlds, and Dave and Kay it's a star-studded event there too, but there's so much going on. It's a weekend event and stuff. Not that it's not personal. You know, it's just so much stuff is going on. People are getting ready. People are going and stuff. So a lot of these small things, if you really want to, get up and talk to somebody, it was so great as you walked around the event. I met, Jim and Lisa from Small Town. I kept on missing them. and they were at their booth, and John from Small Batch, Rugged Rana, Bones and his sister, set up a little for her baked goods. It was just so great. The kids were running around. There was a bouncy house there. You turn into the Bishop show, you'll see some of it. But it was the downfall. It was hot. I sweated through two different shirts. Uh, Everybody else did too. But it was it it's it she was so glad to meet everybody. Um, because she just didn't know any of this, and everybody I didn't expect anything less, but it's such the crunks were there. So I'm rambling because I'm trying to remember it all, and it's just all kind of like you know going through my mind and stuff. But I mean, the fish in a good fight was there, and um I mean, we all go to these events, and I mean, it's an honor to kind of be their voice, put their names out there, and I mean, $14,000 plus went to them. I, I'm not naming the gentleman. The gentleman, he came there and he gave a good donation to Fishing a Good Fight. It was just it was amazing. It was amazing. Yes, it it was. It the DJ was on it. The music, introducing, getting the information out of people. But it was so nice with everything that was there. But yeah, it messed with all the electronics, like as I was walking through the field, my side got messed up and not your side. But yeah, it just overheated, and Bishop's laptop was overheating, and like I said, that was just the downfall of it. But it was beautiful there. Great setup. You weren't crowded into like a small space or whatnot. It was just it was so nice, and it was so great seeing so many. And Santa Tom still, I don't know how he did it in his whole Santa suit. And of course, Santa Tom, and you know, Bob, frickin' Frack, were there. Cookies. She made so many cookies, and finally got to get some. And I brought some back for my kids and stuff. And they were up there, but I was in 18 to 14 inches, and it was every category was packed except a couple. There was a couple that uh, had just for like one or two in there and stuff, but that there were like freestyles and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just all the long beards, they came out, and it was such a great event, and it is. I think Kay said it here. You kind of get on this high. You don't want the weekend to end, to go back and stuff, right? But yeah, it's just it is so um nice. But it they're already making plans for next year. And the stuff afterwards, I posted a picture, being at the bar, that they stayed open for us. They closed the town's a small town. They closed at 10. They stayed open for us. We came in there. We, the you know, had a drink or two, and the grounds had like a fire pit there. It was all lit up. You cross this old bridge and stuff, and yeah, and she didn't want nothing for it, and she so many cookies, so much and really good cookies and stuff. But it was great. And yeah, for freaking frag, the hot dog soup for Bob and all that. It is. It's a great event. Like I said, I'm going to do a better job with all this stuff. Next week when I can plan it and download some pictures and stuff, because I want everybody to kind of see what it's all about. It's just it don't matter beard. It don't matter if you're beardless, woman, kid, man. It really don't matter. But yeah, like I said, I wanted John really. It he made me feel like a movie star. He made me feel like a movie star. Um, and it was so great. Daryl Mitchell, he knows I like barbershops. He gave me a sample of a barbershop he wanted me to try. Jim, he wanted me to try one of his oils that he has, the Highlands. And it was awesome. It was just I couldn't get enough of just the crowd of the people that were there enjoying um, the distillery. They were so nice to us. Their drinks were really good. And it was the only place that was air conditioned, so people were bombarding that in between stuff, and they were just cups of water they were giving out and stuff, and it was amazing. It was amazing. um no, I did not, Tara, and thank you for coming in. Um but it just showed it. Yeah, Brewer did a nice video of all the kids, and everybody. The kids really showed up, doing realistic, creative. A lot of the ladies, Mike Nash's wife, Jeremiah's wife, I think Jeremiah's family, were in this creative events, and that was really, really great to see there too. And it's a lot of hard work. Jeremiah and Mike, I'm sure you're going to be on somebody's show, or you can come on the show and just what it does, to see all the hard work everybody puts in. And he said this, he said it was everybody's event. They were the faces, and they were closest to the town, and they got all this. And it was just such a great outpouring. And like I said, the town, they opened their arms to us, and they were excited, and they would ask, and questions. They see us come in with the big beard, Rocco's. They gave us a whole room. The waitress staff, they were running around like crazy, for drinks and for food and stuff. And they really, they were kidding around with us. And I mean, it was such from Friday night all the way to Sunday morning. It was just, I can't talk enough about it. I really can't. I can't talk enough about it. They were very, very cool, opening their arms to a bunch of bearded fellows and non bearded, but and families and stuff. But they were very good at it. And it was a good mental thing for a lot of people too. Like I said, John, I'm hoping you're listening to this, or you'll do the replay. You'll get a shout out for me every show. Every show you're gonna get a shout out for me, because it was such a special meeting with you. And a lot of people, Brewer, said the same thing to me. We were talking, afterwards and stuff like that. And Santa Tom, I went to him and I was talking to him, and it was it was special. It was a special moment. And I hope he gets better. I hope he can grow his beard. He did not want to cut it off, uh, but yeah, it was so cool, with it, and all the different vendors. Some I didn't know. RL Soaps was there. My wife got real interested in that, so we picked up some stuff there. and it was really nice to see all the judges, taking their time, tallying up the numbers, the official scorekeeper, um, but you know I didn't see any flaws that happened. I'm sure something happened, and Jeremiah could talk about that, and Mike McCrum. But I finally got to talk to Mike in person. We had a great conversation. Jeremiah, I like busted him, and but he's true to form. He's true to form. His family's true to form. They really made you feel like you were a part of it. And it was great to see, yes. um and Valahar, I mean, just trying to keep the stream alive. It was so loud, so everything, a lot of problems and stuff. uh wish we could have done more. I really do, because there was a lot of tables I did not get to do it, and get it one on one. I tried to get as much as I could there, but yeah, my phone was smoking basically. And John from Small Batch, um, he, I didn't get what happened with your brother, but he's walking around there with his family and stuff, and it was great to shake his hand and stuff. But yeah, I mean, all these great companies that came there. Mike Nash, he gave me some samples of some new stuff that he's having. I'm excited on trying these and giving my feedback to him. And but yeah, it was a great time, great event. So like I said, if you're near, I know Dave's doing something out in California. There is the Great American happen out in California, and I'm not down in that. If you're near there, please stop by, because there is a lot of vendors that are going to be there, and stuff. But don't think of that as a small beard comp. And I'm not saying that this one was small. It was not small, but the smaller events, Worlds is great. I've never been to the Great America, but it's basically kind of the same as the Worlds with the atmosphere. Um, they're getting through a lot of different events, a lot of people on stage, back and forth and stuff. So, it's good to see that too. My time at Worlds was great also. So I'm not gonna downplay that at all. But if you see a local event, uh, you know, I think Mike or Jeremiah, one of them just put up. They want to see where everybody came from. So there's a map, and underneath everybody's starting to write where they came from and stuff. And and the way it looks, I mean, some people, and technically, I think Mike Nash has the longest commute. Um, but as I said on the stream, he was in a plane. But Mike Ramsey and Bishop, they had a 17-hour trip. They're still, getting back from this. I had a 12-hour trip. And I'm sure there was others that were like that. I know Sam Tom had a trip. Matters where you were in Florida and stuff, and everybody, put in the miles to get there, and I love it. I really love it. But like I said, this was just an impromptu. Keep my face here on Sundays. Excuse me, sorry, because I want to continue doing this every week. And if it's not just for me and stuff like that, it's for people like John, that he loves the shows. And and he was star-studded, and I love seeing that. And it was great to spend the time that I got to spend with him and his wife. And that was basically the moral of it, because I didn't not want to do the show, and I know this is not my normal time, so he may not be watching. But I will be normal time Sundays at 8, and you know, get back to putting the things together that I normally do, having a great chat in there, and it you know, get back to where I was doing this. He kind of lit a fire under me to continue to do this, and like I said, he'll get a shout out every show. Every show, he's gonna get a shout out because he is watching, and he's probably watching a lot of you guys too. He can't do the comments, and that's what we want. We want the people that are here. We give them a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of happiness, and I love seeing that. I really did. I love seeing that, and I love seeing that fish in a good fight. Keep sharing their stuff. Go over to Instagram and stuff. And I'm not expecting Kate. Please don't do your mod duties today, because we'll do it another time and stuff. But you know, go find it. It's very simple to find. You know, I've been sharing out their stuff, and I know a lot of other people have been. But continue to support them. They're doing some great work. They just want the name out there. They want people to be able to find them that need the help. And you know what we did this weekend is just a little extra for them. But check out the Bearded Rejects page for all the pictures, and you know, go through them, see all the stuff. You know, Phil Dow was there. Just keep on trying to think. Gokhan, of course, his daughter was there, and you know, it was nice seeing the pictures of all the tables, the people just sitting around and talking, having fun, interacting, putting a real face, a real body to those little Instagram or in the little pictures on YouTube and stuff like that. And it was very nice to see. And some of them, it was like, who is that? You know, like you're trying to look and stuff, but like I said, it was great. It was great to see, and everybody pitching in and doing what they could do, and stuff. So um, please, like I said, keep John with your prayers, and you know, I'm gonna try to get in touch with him. Like I said, I don't want to say his last name if he doesn't want to be known, and stuff. Um, I want to get in touch with him because I want to do something for him. I'm not saying for donations or any of that stuff. I just want to do something personal for him, and you know, and make sure keep up with him and see how he is doing, and it'd be it, great to talk to him every once in a while, and see how he is. And so John, if you follow my Instagrams or whatnot, message me, or Facebook or whatever. I'm gonna try to track you down a little bit, whatever I can do for you. But and I'm here, and you're gonna see better shows, and you're gonna see better, and it's because of you. Like I said, you lit the fire underneath me a little bit. This comp lit the fire underneath me because I want to continue to see great things happen for all different charities. And I'm hoping, 2027. You know, they, kind of said that they would. Thanks, Kate. You're off duty. You're off duty, but thank you. But they think they want to do it inside or move to day two that the south isn't so warm. But it could have rained all day, and it could have been just it. I know they had a backup plan and stuff, but it would have been a little bit chaotic to kind of do the backup plan. But it was a sunny day, and it was nice. It was a very nice day. So yeah, check out any local comps out there, and because they're everywhere. They're everywhere that is happening. Facebook event pages and stuff. I always put interested in anyone that I get to see the post for and stuff, and it gets me, to get out there and do more. But yeah, please. You know, thank you for following me. And like I said, it's going to be 8 o'clock Sundays, and we're going to get right back at it and get going at normal time, so everybody can kind of plan to be here if they would like, and enjoy themselves. And we'll get this done right. And like I said, that's all the shows that are happening out there. There's a lot of them, and they all got their spin on everything. So, continue to do that and support. If you're in the chat, just say hi, John, you know, and, you know, I'm hoping he'll pick up on it, and it'll be a really good thing to do. Like I said, don't expect an answer or anything, but yeah, just it'd be really cool to kind of do. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you, cilantro.